Alright, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Heroes of the Pacific. We are going into the final... This is gonna be the final episode of Heroes of the Pacific, because we are going into the final chapter of the campaign. But before we get into that, since this is the final episode, you can go check out you can go take a look at all of the aircraft in the game. So yeah, because normally when you first play the campaign, you're only allowed to fly Allied and American, pretty much you're only pretty much allowed to fly Allied aircraft. So yeah. So if we want to check out all the planes, we can go to the instant action section and go to select plane. We can look at all of the aircraft from each different class. So yeah, starting with, you've seen the P-40 Warhawk. Actually, we're gonna work our way backwards. Let's work our way backwards because the game sorts all the aircraft by first Allied aircraft first, and then at the back is all the Axis aircraft. Yeah, so normally you're not allowed to fly the Axis aircraft in the campaign, but once you beat the campaign at least once, then you unlock the ability to fly Axis aircraft. Although I normally don't. I normally stick to Allied aircraft. Anyways, starting with the top secret, the P215-02. The Blom and Voss P215-02. The P215, manufactured by Blom and Voss, was under development for the Luftwaffe during the final stages of the war in Europe. The plane never entered service. Look at this thing. Look at this. It looks like a tiny jet fighter. It has lots of cannons. 630 millimeter cannons in the nose and 220 mils in the rear. Yeah, this thing definitely would have been powerful had it entered service. Maybe. And this is an interesting looking aircraft. So yeah, this thing really never entered service. There were some orders for prototypes. So orders for prototypes were given, but those happened like a few weeks before the war in Europe ended. So yeah, probably for the best that this thing never entered service. Anyways, here we have the FW-190, the Focke-Wulf FW-190, widely regarded as Germany's best fighter. The FW-190 was superior to the Allied fighters until the final stages of the war in Europe. So yeah, the Focke-Wulf 190. Yeah, as they mentioned, it was considered one of Germany's best fighters, especially in the later stages of the war. Sure. So yeah, we had the Messerschmitt, the Bf-109 in the early stages of the war, and the Focke-Wulf 190 in the later stages of the war. So yeah, there are a few. There's no variants. There's actually no variants of the FW-190, but this one, the base, there's only one variant, but this does have 250 cals and 420 millimeter cannons, so still pretty powerful. There's no variants of. Actually, there is actually a there is a variant of the P215. It has more gun. It just has more gun and a little bit more armor. There's the J7W Shinden. The Shinden, or Magnificent Lightning, almost reached full production during World War II. The total flight time prototypes was limited. So we haven't actually seen this yet in the campaign, but we will, trust me. It has it has 4 30mm cannons, really good speed and agility. This thing, look, this thing. So the Kyushu J7W Shinden. There's a prototype. Only 2 of these were built. Well, but the war ended before they really before they entered service, and it was basically abandoned as a prototype. Although a jet-powered version was considered, but never left the drawing board before the war ended. The Shinden was developed as a response to B-29 raids over Japan. So, yeah. It's an interesting design with a pusher propeller. With like with like, hold on. You can get a better look without it clipping through the camera. Like with canards in the front, rear mounted wings, canards in the front. And also wing mounted vertical stabilizers and a pusher prop. It's a really interesting design. But yeah. I really shouldn't be wasting too much time on I'm looking through the aircraft. And here's the Frank. The Nakajima Ki-84 Frank. Hayate, or Frank. Forget it, it's a Frank. The Hayate was the best Japanese fighter of the war. The Frank could outmaneuver and outrun the Mustang. Yeah, look at this thing. This thing is, definitely powerful because look at the highest variant. It has two 20mm cannons and two 30mm cannons. It really packs a punch. And look at that speed and agility. Like, whoo! This thing. Also, I like how the last two variants are exactly the same, but it's just like a different skin. This is like a regular skin, and this is like an ace skin. That's pretty cool, actually. So the Frank was an aircraft mainly designed to defend the home islands near the end of the war, and it really packed a punch. All right, next we have the Messerschmitt Me-262, the one that we flew in that one mission. So this is the Messerschmitt Me-262 Schwalbe. Or Swallow. I'm probably pronouncing that German wrong. But anyways, yeah. The Me-262 was the first operational jet fighter of World War II. With a top speed of over 500 miles per hour, the Me-262 was the fastest plane of the war. Reliability problems prevented it from affecting the outcome of the war. Yeah, early jets were kind of suffer from reliability problems. So yeah, jets didn't have too much of an effect on the war. So the one we flew was the base variant with four 30mm cannons. Then there's the slightly upgraded variant which has bombs. And then this is the variant that was flown by Kruger. It has two of the 30mm cannons replaced with a single 55mm cannon. And also has rockets. Interesting. I've never actually tried this. Anyways, moving on. The Ki-102 Randy. The Nakajima Ki-102 Randy. It's a heavy fighter. Oh god. Oh geez. The plane itself is actually blocking the text. A high performance. Hold on. Let's wait for the nose to move out of the way. A high performance fighter built at the end of the. Oh god. Why is the plane blocking the text? What? God damn it. Why is the plane blocking the text? Huh. I can't read the text. Anyways, I think I've talked about the Ki-102 Randy before. It's a heavy fighter, although not that many were built. It has 30mm cannons in the nose, 20mm cannons in the wings, and a rear 50 cal machine gun. So yeah, I already talked about it. I already talked about it in a previous episode. So let's move on. There is the Ki-61 Hien or Tony. So yeah, the Ki-61 with a liquid-cooled engine, self-sealing fuel tanks, and armor plating proved to be a capable fighter and was initially successful against Allied fighters. Not really much to say about it. As was mentioned in Guadalcanal, it does look kind of like the Warhawk, but it's definitely better than the Warhawk. So yeah, it's pretty heavily armed. I mean, the base variant is not very heavily armed, but later variants are heavily armed. Like this is two 20mm and two 30mm. Like, woo. And next we have the J2M7 Raiden or Jack. We've talked about this before, so I'm just gonna. We talked about this before when we flew it. We have the A6M2N0 Roof, a seaplane variant of the Zero. The Roof was designed to provide air support for island invasion forces until they could build airfields. There's no variants of it. It's just there. It's just the roof. It's basically just a Zero with, but a seaplane. The F1M Pete kind of sucks. It's you know, it's basically it's a cruiser float plane basically. Although obsolete at the start of the Mitsubishi F1M Pete, although obsolete at the end of the war, at the start of the war, the Pete proved itself with a good all-round performance and was used in fighter, bomber, and escort roles. Yeah, Pete sucks. Look at it. It's made of paper. It's basically, look at the stats. It's basically made of paper. It's decent agility, but it's basically made of paper. Two 30 cals in the nose, 1 30 cal in the rear. It's horrible. It's also a biplane, so yeah. Surprised it has that much agility for a biplane. Excuse me. And of course, the Zero. The A6M0. So, the Mitsubishi A6M0. The Zero was the most feared plane of World War II. Dubbed a wonder weapon, it possessed incredible maneuverability and ruled the skies in the early stages of the war. So we have 4 variants of the Zero actually. The base A6M2, then there's A6M5, which replaces the 7.7mm guns with 12.7mm guns, and has more speed and agility. That's A6M80, or just A6M0 here, I guess, which has a bomb. Which has a bomb and a tiny bit more speed. And then there's the Kamikaze Zero. And then there's the Kamikaze Zero variant, which for some reason does not have a bomb, which you think having a bomb, which for some reason does not have a bomb. It also has a little bit less speed. I don't know why. I think it's because the Kamikaze Zero is based on the A6M5 variant. But look at how beaten up this skin looks. It's basically a skin of the A6M5. Look at how weathered the paint looks. It's interesting. It's an interesting variant in this game. It's just basically the A6M5 with some weathered paint. But for some reason, there's no bomb. You think having a bomb would be kind of important for being a kamikaze. Anyways, there's one more plane I want to go over that we're actually not going to use in the campaign, which is here, which is this one. It's an allied plane, but we're not going to be using it because it doesn't really fit anywhere in our playthrough. The P-80 Shooting Star, the Lockheed P-80 Shooting Star. The Shooting Star was the US's first operational jet fighter. The first Shooting Stars were delivered late in 1944. So yeah, it's the US's first operational jet fighter. Look at all that speed. It has 650 cals, but it has horrible agility and pretty weak armor, which is that's the main reason we're not using it is because the really weak agility and armor. So yeah. I couldn't really find a place for it because with that weak of armor, it just doesn't really work well in the campaign. So yeah. Oh well. There's 3 variants, the P-80A, B, and C variants. They all 650 cals. Interestingly, the B has rockets, but only the C has bombs. Usually it's the other way around. So yeah. The Shooting Star didn't really do that much in World War II, although the P-80 did eventually see service in the Korean War. So yeah. Oh, hold on. We're actually not done with the fighters yet. Sorry, we're done with the fighters, but let's check out the other classes. Oh. So I talked about Dauntless. Here's the Aichi D3A Val. The fixed landing gear Val L dive bomber led the first attack wave on the US fleet at Pearl Harbor. Later versions of the war flew until late in the war. So yeah, this is the Aichi D3A Val. It was the IJN's main dive bomber in the early stages of the war. Not even much to say. It has bomb and horrible guns and pretty horrible guns. But this one, just the upgraded, the D3A2 variant has more boom. It has boom, and this one has more boom. Boom. Anyways, next we have the Yokosuka D4Y Suisei, or Judy. So yeah, this was the IJN's main dive bomber later in the war. Inspired by the German HE-118, the Judy dive bomber was introduced in 1942. Early problems were solved by 1943, but the Judy was no match for Allied fighters. As its guns are still horrible, but it has better armor. It has similar stats to the Val, but it has a lot better armor than the Val. So yeah, not much else to say. It's a dive bomber. It carry boom. It carry boom. Also, up there it says Susei, but it's the Suisei, or the comet. Just yeah. Anyways, torpedo bombers, Devastator, the Avenger. Then here we have the Kate, the Nakajima B5N Kate. The B5N Kate was the Imperial Japanese Navy's early war torpedo bomber. 144 Kates took part in the Pearl Harbor attack, and the type was later responsible for sinking the Hornet, Lexington, and Yorktown. And that is true. The Kate was the IJN's early war torpedo bomber, and yeah, they did indeed sink the Hornet, Lexington, and Yorktown. Or at least contribute in doing so. and like most torpedo bombers, the Kate could also be used as a level bomber, as seen in the campaign. It actually has 50 cal machine guns. I mean, one 50 cal machine gun, but hey. Rather, the B5N2 variant has 50 cal machine guns. But yeah. The guns are still horrible, though. Anyways, and here's the later variant, the Nakajima B6N2 Tenzan, or Jill. The B6N Jill arrived in 1943 to succeed the Kate. The decline of the Imperial Japanese Navy by 1944 reduced the impact of the plane. So interestingly, we see in the game, we see the Jill in exactly one mission. Which is that mission on Tarawa. That is the only time in the game we ever see the Jill. So yeah, which is kind of weird, honestly. Because after that mission, the Japanese kind of stopped using torpedo, so it kind of just stopped using torpedo bombers, instead mostly moving to level bombers, and dive bombers. So yeah, it's just a weird thing with the game, I guess. Anyways, the B6N and Jill. The base variant has 150 cal in the nose, 150 cal in the rear. Pretty much the same as the B5N2 Kate. The B6N2 adds a ventral 30 cal, and that's it. It just adds a ventral 30 cal. That's the only thing that it's changed. But yeah, and that's torpedo bombers. Really, fighters. The game mostly expects you to fly fighters, so there's really not many in the other classes. Not many planes in the other classes. Anyways, let's look at bombers. The Catalina, the Marauder. We're gonna talk about that one later. And here we have the G4M Betty. The Betty was the Japanese Air Force's long-range multi-engine bomber. The Betty's lack of self-sealing fuel tanks made it easy meat for Allied pilots. Apparently, I haven't updated the Betty. But you can see its stats. It carry bomb. And it has lots of guns. Pretty powerful guns too. Like the top has a 20mm cannon, the tail is a 20mm cannon. The upgraded variant also has 20mm cannons on the left and right turrets as well. And of course, it carry boom. Yeah, let's upgrade that. Apparently, I haven't upgraded that. Sorry for skipping music, and that just tends to happen when it's saving the game. So, yeah, it was the Japanese Air Force's main long-range bomber. Not really much else to say. And we have the H-8K Emily, which we've seen a couple of times in the campaign. Primarily designed as a maritime patrol bomber. With a crew of 10, the Emily was well-armed and incredibly sturdy. US pilots treated this seaplane with respect. It has no variants, but like all the other bombers, it has really heavy armor. And it has 20mm cannon. It has 20mm cannons all around. It is armed to the teeth with 20mm cannon turrets. Let's see the ordnance that it carries. It has boom. It has lots of boom. It can also carry torpedoes. Yay. Alright, and that is all the aircraft in the game. Yippee! Now let's now we've reviewed all the aircraft in the game. Let's actually get into the campaign. We've stalled enough. That's almost 25 minutes. Jeez. Anyways, let's actually get into the campaign. November 1944, Allied troops drive to the Rhine River. January 1945, Allied soldiers win the Battle of the Bulge. January 1945, Russian soldiers take Warsaw. February, US attacks the last stronghold defending mainland Japan. So it's time for the Battle of Iwo Jima. So, yeah. Iwo Jima! The Battle of Iwo Jima took place in February 1942. It was expected that... Iwo Jima was a pretty tough, was a pretty brutal battle. The U.S. Navy, the U.S. expected Iwo Jima to take 3 days to capture. Instead, it took 3 weeks, and with lots of casualties, because they expected by now the the abandoned Japanese garrison on Iwo Jima would be pretty weak. Instead, the commander of Iwo Jima's garrison, Admiral Tajamichi Kuribayashi, he decided that if we're going down, we're gonna take as many of them down with us as possible, and that's exactly what he did. So going to the first mission of the Iwo Jima campaign, Kamikazes inbound.
We have pushed the enemy all the way back to their island fortress of Iwo Jima. In order to strike at the Japanese mainland, we must take Iwo Jima's airfields. The Japanese intend to make us pay for every yard. But be warned, the Japs are going to try everything they can to stop us. They've been quiet so far, but there are 2 airfields on that rock. So be on the lookout for interceptors.
Roger. But in order to strike the Japanese mainland, we must take Iwo Jima's airfields. Although the bombing of the Japanese mainland started after the capture of the Marianas Islands, which allowed the long-range B-29 bombers to begin begin bombing Japan. Although the capture of Iwo Jima did allow the bombers to have an emergency landing strip. So yeah. Basically, just gave it the capture of Iwo Jima just basically it gave the bombers a safety net. So let's go in there. This is mostly an air-to-air mission. So for this mission, I think we are gonna take the P-61 Black Widow. So the Northrop P-61 Black Widow was primarily designed as a night fighter. The ace in the hole, the P-61 Black Widow was a capable and deadly night fighter. The description does not really say much. But, Yeah, it was. It was mainly designed as for the United States Army Air Force, and was designed as a night fighter. It was a twin engine twin boom design. It's armed pretty heavily because see the base variant, the P61A, has it has 420 millimeters in the nose, or rather in the belly, which is the one actually you control, but as well as a 450 cals as a turret on the top. So it's pretty heavily armed. Then the P61B has more boom. It carry more boom, and it's a bit more armor. And that's the P61CE, which we're gonna fly. Uh, also has just a bit. It has a bit more speed. That's it. I was gonna say it had more boom, but it does not have more boom. For some reason I thought that it had the turret had become 20 millimeters, but no, it's just 420 millimeters that you control, and a 450 cals in the turret at the top, which you can see right there. So we're gonna take the T61 Black Widow. Normally I actually like to take the Black Widow for the previous mission. The end of the Kido Butai, mainly because of its heavy bomb load, which allows it to really quickly take out the carriers. But here, this might be good mainly because of its heavy firepower and armor. So I think we're gonna take this. Yeah, let's do it. Although the one downside it does not have rockets, which might hurt for air-to-air weaponry, but we'll see. We're gonna keep all our weapons stock, I think. We're gonna have our 8 500-pound bombs, which actually will be somewhat useful for this mission. So we're gonna keep those. And since it's a mostly air-to-air mission, we're gonna keep our guns straight. And since all our guns are in the fuselage anyways, I don't think adjusting gun harmonization is gonna do much.
Iwo Jima is just a lump of volcanic rock out in the middle of nowhere, but it was one step closer to Japan, and it had a couple of nice fat runways for our B-29s.
Indeed it did.
General quarters, all hands, man your battle stations.
Oh, incoming! Incoming!
Hell,
Kamikazes! Roger.
My men and I are scrambling right now.
Scramble, scramble!
Watch out for more kamikazes. Get airborne. There's another wave of suicide planes coming in from the southwest.
Alright, let's go, go, go. We gotta move. So this is the kamikaze attack. These kamikaze attacks actually occurred after the landings began. So this mission makes it look like the attacks were occurred before we even landed on Iwo Jima, although in reality, the kamikaze attacks actually occurred after the landings began. And yeah, and the USS Bismarck C was an escort carrier. Yeah, Bismarck C, which is an escort carrier, was indeed sunk by the kamikazes during the attack. And our primary objective throughout the mission is to defend the USS Saratoga right here. Although it looks like an Essex-class carrier. And that's actually the carrier we launched from. USS Saratoga, CV3, the...
Engage at will.
Oh, try, damn it, try.
I wasted quite a lot of time talking.
Watch your six. Go, Joseph.
And get him off my 6!
This thing's turning into Swiss cheese.
Okay, hold on. I'm actually going to restart. Because that was a bad start. There's a lot of combat in this mission, so you want to take it well.
Adopt formation.
Roger that.
Alright. So here it looks like an SX... Here Saratoga looks like an SX class carrier. But, you know, it's Saratoga is CV3, a Lexington class carrier, which was all the way at the... Which came from all the way at from the start of the war.
Bandit, 6 o'clock, hurry!
Engage at will.
Yes, sir.
We also have a bonus objective in this mission to kill, jeez, to kill 100 aircraft, to get 100 kills, which actually is pretty simple to do throughout the mission. Good kill, good kill, good kill, gunner. Anyways, let's take out these kamikazes before they reach Saratoga. They're diving. Ah, damn it! Damn it, one hit. One kamikaze hit Saratoga. Saratoga was actually hit by kamikazes during the attack.
Radar tracks in the north, and they're damn big. Any free units, move to intercept.
Roger.
Yes, sir.
Incoming in Betty's. Let's go get him.
Reach formation, sir.
So yeah, our primary objective throughout the mission is to just defend defend Saratoga. Why do we have, for some reason we only have 3 wingmen in this mission.
Got those bombers before they launch any of those things. They're bad news. Ram them if you have to.
Baka bombs. Yeah. Baka bombs. So Baka bombs were pretty much purpose-built kamikaze aircraft, although they only saw action in the Battle of Okinawa, although the Battle of Okinawa was not actually depicted in this in this campaign. But
God damn it.
Engage at will.
engage.
Roger that.
They are being carried by Bettys. So the MXY. So let's quickly see if we can. Ideally, we want to take out the Bettys, which are basically the mothership for the Bakas, for the Baka bombs. Ideally, we want to take them out before they launch. Got him. Alright, we've successfully shot them all down before they launched. Good.
Form up, people.
Roger that.
Let's take out some of these Franks.
Incoming. Conventional Japanese dive bombers and fighters. Estimate formation strength, at least 3 squadrons. They're coming in from the north above Cloud Lake.
Roger. Roger.
You better deal with this wave quickly. I've got some big traces on my screen. They're way off to the south, but they're coming this way.
Roger. Incoming Judies.
Hold up, sir.
Judies and with a heavy fighter escort. These are regular Judies, not kamikazes. So let's quickly let's see if we can quickly take them out.
Bandit, 6 o'clock.
Good kill, good kill.
Break formation.
Alright, you guys go after the Franks. I'm gonna go after the Judies.
Bandit, 4 o'clock.
Oh, too fast. Too fast, too fast. So there's a funny thing in this mission is that because you launch from this, you actually launch from Saratoga, and so, jeez, heavy fire from these Judies. Why they're just diving into the... They just don't know why they just decide to dive super low like that. Alright, the Judies are down.
Adopt formation.
Alright, come back, wingman.
Those big bastards from the south should be in visual range. Our radar confirms enemy bombers inbound from 175er.
Roger. Incoming Betties. Yeah. So I said before, we launched from Saratoga. So if you actually just sit on the carrier and let the kamikazes hit, you'll actually get blown up by the kamikazes. You know, along with the carrier sinking, which, you know, would be bad.
I don't like the look of those bombers, Will. Where else is the crew? Take them out immediately. I've heard reports of heavy bombers packed with massive thermite bombs. Keep them away from the Saratoga.
Roger.
Engage at will.
Take that, Tojo. Reach formation, sir.
Ah, damn it! Really?
Boss, you got a jab on your ass.
Then get him off my ass.
We're taking...
Holy crap.
So yeah, these are unlike the first wave of Betties that appear, which carried the Bakas. These are actual kamikazes, and they carry massive bombs. We're taking heavy damage from them. And if they hit, and so these are actual kamikaze Betties.
People,
They will kamikaze themselves into Saratoga,
formation.
and if they hit, they will cause massive damage. Do not let them hit.
Small contacts coming from Iwo Jima.
Alright.
The Japs are sending obsolete old planes out into battle. The B-29 raids over the mainland must be hurting their arms factories.
Yep. And here we have another wave of kamikazes, which are actually just Vals, escorted by Zeros. Yeah, really, they're just sending whatever, they're just throwing whatever they have. Even these old planes.
Armed up, sir.
Vals and Zeros. Haven't seen base Zero... actually, well, we've seen the base Zeros as kamikazes, but we haven't seen them as actual escorts. Engage.
Engage at will.
Yes, sir.
Woo! Got him. Good kill. Ah, we're taking heavy fire from their tail guns. Let's get from below. We took really heavy damage from that collision with that Frank. Anyways, Vals are easy to take down. They're weak. They have really weak armor. So yeah, just gotta watch the gun heat of our cannons.
Yes, sir. Hell, more Betties and Baka bombs inbound from multiple directions. All units, move to cover us.
Roger.
Adopt
Incoming Bakas.
Oh, sure that.
So I've mentioned. I talked a tiny bit about the Bakas earlier, but if they actually launch, I can actually talk more about the Bakas. Wingman, where you at?
formation.
Last wingman, where you at?
Oh, sure that. Hold up, sir.
Roger.
Damn it, 7 o'clock.
Engage at will.
Yes, sir. Yeah, suck on that, Tojo.
All right, let's go after the Betties.
Take that.
We're on fire, but it's fine. They've launched. The Bakas have launched. All right, he's down. They launched the Bakas. All right, let's quickly zoom over to this next group
Adopt formation.
and see if we can get them before they launch.
Damn it, 4 o'clock.
All right, They're down before launch. That far group has launched their Bakas. We gotta zoom over and take them out. So the MXY7 Baka, or rather the Oka, which is Japanese for cherry blossom. The MXY7 Oka was basically a flying bomb. It's basically a 2,000-pound flying bomb. It's a piloted flying bomb. It's just a bomb with wings, basically. And it was powered by by 3 solid rocket motors. So they had incredible speed. And yeah, they're basically just piloted bombs. They had really high speed. Although these guys seem to be being wrecked by the friendly fighters and flak. Okay.
Looks
Good.
like Tojo bit off more than he can chew. We've held them off for now. Crow, I want you to move inland and trace that airfield. Concentrate on the planes. I want you to smash that second wave before it gets off the ground.
Roger that. Alright, looks like we've gotten through the attacks with only. Looks like we got through the attack with only 1 kamikaze hit, which I'll take. There's only 1 kamikaze hit on Saratoga. I'll take that. So yeah, as I said before, the MXY7 Oka was only saw action in the Battle of Okinawa. So yeah, they definitely did not appear at Iwo Jima. But I guess they wanted an excuse to have they just wanted to have it in the game, I guess, which fair.
Go after the grounded planes first, Crow. Try to keep them from getting airborne.
Roger. All right. Now our new objective is to take out planes on the ground. It's to take out these planes. It's to take out all these planes on the ground. Ah, the textures.
Break formation.
And this is why having lots of bombs is good. You can just nice. We just basically just carpet bomb the runway. Now, ideally, you want to take out all of these. Ideally, we want to take out all of these aircraft before they get airborne, which is actually not too hard to do, because they take a while to get airborne. Again, I apologize for the ground textures. Alright, the Franks are down. Or I guess rather those Franks are grounded permanently. We're also gonna try to take out some of these AA guns too. These AA guns and flak to reduce the damage and screen shake. All right, next up. Now the Franks are taken out. Next up is the Judies. Sorry, the Zeros. Sorry. Boom. Boom. Oh, good kill, Gunner. Alright, Zeros are down. Lastly, now it's just the Judies left. And by the way, all these ground aircraft still counts towards your 100 kill. Your 100 kill. All these ground aircraft still count towards your 100 kill bonus objective. So if you don't have the objective yet, by the time you get here, don't worry. You're pretty much almost guaranteed to get this bonus objective here. See, look, and there's 100 kills. Nice. We are really low on health, it's fine. Don't worry about all the fire and smoke. Oh jeez. Also, don't scrape on the ground. That would be bad. especially with with how much health that we have.
Take that!
All right,
The last
all
one
grounded
you
aircraft
did.
destroyed.
Well done, Crow. But it's time to shut this base down permanently. We need you to attack the main hangars, the control tower, and then destroy their fuel supplies.
Roger. All right, now now it's time to just blast the airfield. So first, take out the control tower. Because apparently they really need air traffic control to fly. Next, we take out the hangars. As well as this aircraft parking, this concrete parking parking thing. I don't know what it's called. This parking spot, I guess. And lastly, the fuel tanks. Probably the aviation and fuel tanks. Yeah, fuel is kind of important for planes and pretty much and everything really. Fuel is kind of important. So let's take out the fuel.
Good job, Lieutenant. We've established almost total air superiority. Those Japs didn't know what hit them.
Roger that.
Return to the carrier and get a good night's rest, Crow. We'll need you to support the assault on Iwo Jima tomorrow.
Roger. We've just blasted the southern airfield, and so yeah, we've just blasted the southern airfield. It should be out of commission, right? 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 Alright, so going on to the second mission of the Iwo Jima campaign, the landing. So yeah, again, for some reason this game depicts the landing happening after the kamikaze attack. When in real life, the kamikaze attack happened and after the landings began. Which was the kamikaze attacks happened on like the second night after the landing. So yeah, but I guess we're gonna do the landing now. So yeah, let's go.
Iwo Jima is heavily fortified with anti-ship guns, pillboxes, and a vast underground cave system. We have taken a leaf out of Doolittle's book and borrowed some B-25 ground attack bomber variants off the Army. We need you to drop smoke flares into the bunkers and the hidden coastal guns. And the gunners on our battleship will finish the job. Once the guns are knocked out, the Marines can move in. Once their amp tracks land, support the Marines' advance by destroying the machine gun nests, pillboxes, and enemy soldiers.
Alright then. So apparently we need to drop flares onto the coastal guns so that the battleships can take them out. Although in real life, the coastal guns weren't really a problem. And really, the battleship should have been bombarding the island long before the landings began. So the Marines originally asked for a 10-day bombardment of the island, and to help to soften up the defenses. This was also additionally the bombers came from the Marianas and also did bombard the islands. The island, I mean, one island. It's one island. It's just one island. But instead, the Navy they said they didn't want to waste its ammo, so they only gave them 3 days of bombardment. Because they believed that they didn't want to. They believed that the island's defenses would already be knocked out by then. So yeah, they didn't bombard the island as much as they should have. The Marines asked for 10 days of bombardment. The Navy only gave them 3 days. only promised 3 days. And of those 3 days, only 1.5. They actually only did 1.5 days of bombardment. So yeah, bombarded the island a lot less than they should have. Though I guess it didn't really, the bombardment wasn't that effective because the Japanese mostly had They use underground tunnels to get at around the island, along with it connected all the bunkers on the island. So yeah. Anyways, let's go. We are locked to using bombers for this mission. Because for this mission, we are flying the B-25 Mitchell. So the B-25 Mitchell. We're launching a B-25 from a carrier, because I guess we're pulling off something like a Doolittle raid. So yeah, the B-25 Mitchell, the North American B-25 Mitchell. Famous for their part in the Doolittle raids against Tokyo, the B-25 proved to be an outstanding aircraft from its first missions. So there are two available variants of the B-25 for us to use, the B-25G and the B-25H. So the B-25G is armed to the teeth with guns. The B-25 is armed to the teeth with guns. Look at it, it has a lot of gun. It has a lot of gun. The B-25H, it just has slightly more gun. So the B-25G Mitchell was basically the B-25G variant of the Mitchell Mitchell was the G variant was basically a modification to basically turn the B-25 into like a gunship. So it had like 8 50 cal machine guns. It had 8 50 cal guns on the front, as well as a 75mm cannon in the nose, which replaced the Bombardier's position. On earlier models. So yeah, the B-25 G and H variants do not have a Bombardier. Instead, replaces that position with a 75mm cannon that's loaded manually by the navigator. So yeah, 8 50 cals in the nose, as well as a 75mm cannon. And this variant has two 50 cal guns in the top turret, 150 cal gun on each side, and 250 cal guns in the tail. As well as carries a pretty good bomb load. The B-25H variant. What does it do? It says it adds more gun. But it says it adds more gun, but it doesn't. But there's just the same gun. It says the gun stat is higher, but it doesn't actually add more gun. You lied to me. That doesn't have more gun. You didn't use more gun. Although this variant does have rockets. But I guess maybe the more gun is this thing can carry rockets. So I guess let's take the B-25H. Basically, the B-25H variant of the H variant is basically a modification of the B-25G variant, which replaced the 75mm cannon with another 75mm, a more lightweight 75mm cannon. And also, it's also have a ventral turret. I mean, the B-25 is also supposed to have a ventral turret, but I guess this one doesn't. You know what? To be fair, the B-25s that were used in the Doolittle raids had their ventral turrets removed to save weight. So I guess this one also has its ventral turret removed to save weight. Whatever, I guess. Let's take the B-25H. So yeah. The G and H variants were basically just modified to be like gunships. So they're kind of basically like proto A-10s. We're also gonna have our guns to ground attack because we're gonna gunship, I guess. Because I guess we're gonna gunship. Because you know what, this thing was designed to basically be a gunship. We're gonna use it like a gunship. Let's use it like a gunship. This is the old basically the A-10s and kind of like the A-10s really old the A-10's ancestor basically. Old ancestor. It's just a little bit less burnt.
Alright, Quill, you take the fat ladies of yours and go hit the beach while I cover your butt from above.
Roger that.
Okay, Murphy. You better come running if I holler, though. This thing ain't gonna be much use if I run into some fighters.
Trust me, I'll make sure they don't touch a hair on your little head.
Okay.
Okay, Lieutenant. Gun those engines and get those big bastards off my deck.
Yes, sir.
Crow, I want you and your men to concentrate on flattening those fortified naval guns. We'll keep the fighters off your back. You worry about getting your bombs on the mark.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. We'll smash them to rubble. Keep an eye out for large fortified guns in concrete bunkers, man.
Oh god, I feel like I gotta get used to the controls again because I've been playing a lot. I've been playing a lot of Ace Combat lately, so now my hands are used to Ace Combat controls.
This is Callahan off of Lexington. My wing is coming in from the west. I can see fighter wings launching from the Japanese air bases. Watch yourself.
Roger.
Don't sweat it, Lieutenant. I can take care of them.
So Big T, for this first objective, what we have to do is fly slowly over.
Damn it looks like the Japs repaired most of the damage from yesterday's raid.
Yeah.
Still, we must have put a dent in their fighter squadrons.
If you say so.
Here's a target, sir. Fly over them nice and slow so I can mark them with a smoke flare.
Roger. So yeah, we gotta fly over these bunkers slow. Well, not really low, not necessarily low, but slow. We have to fly slow over these bunkers so that our crew can drop the flares. We can do it from high altitude if we want, but actually we're gonna stay sort of low, and we're gonna.
God damn, these Japanese fighters are tough. Watch out for their cannons, boys. They pack quite a punch.
What we're gonna do is fly low, and we're gonna try to take out some of these. We're gonna take out some of the air defense, some of the AA defenses. All right.
Smoke away.
Smoke away. Jeez, I feel like my jeez, controls are kind of sluggish. I guess it is a bomber.
Bandit, 2 o'clock.
There's one. Almost missed it. Oh, we're fine. We're getting shot at by like some machine guns, but that's we're fine.
Smoke away.
And now we're gonna go Burt, I guess, sort of Burt. Meanwhile, the battleship gunners will. Meanwhile, the battleship gunners will begin firing on the. Will begin firing on the bunkers once we've marked them with the flares. So yeah, we're just gonna go in nice and slow. We're just gonna cruise around the island and drop our flares. We don't have a time limit, although we do have to watch out for fighters. Although we will get harassed by fighters if we take too long, we will start getting harassed by fighters. We're gonna just try to take out the air defenses. We're gonna fly. Gonna slowly go around the island, take out the air defense. Ooh, someone took out that flak gun. Thank you. Is it a machine gun nest? We're just gonna drop a bomb on that. Let's not stall. All right, let's go mark this bunker. I think we have to be like below around 100 knots if you wanna to successfully mark the bunker. You have to just be flying over the bunker below around 100 knots. Just fly right over it at below 100 knots. So yeah. Oh shush, we're fine. Someone took out that flak gun right there. Oh, there is a swarm of fighters around here. We can use our cannon to also help take out some of these fighters. I hope our gunners do a good job of taking out our gunners as well as the fighters do, as well as friendly fighters do a good job of protecting us from these
The Japs don't want to give up this island without a fight.
I hope our gunners and our friends help us out with these fighters. Nice. So yeah, despite this being a slow 75, despite this our 75mm cannon being, you know, a big gun, it reloads pretty. It actually has a pretty high rate of fire. It reloads really fast. Unlike the 75mm gun on the Catalina, because that takes, you know, that takes about 8 to 10 years to reload. Anyways. Apparently we blew up like the nest of that AA gun and not the gun itself. There's Tony trying to harass us up here. There are a bunch of fighters around here that are trying to harass us. That's we're going too fast, I think. Yeah, we were too fast. We'll come back around. We can come back around for that, and keep taking out. And we'll keep taking out these AA guns.
Watch out for their cannons, boys. They pack
We've taken quite a bit of damage. We've taken quite a bit of damage, but we're fine. Oh, we're still okay.
Smoke away.
There we go. I think it's more like around 110, 120 knots that you have to be below. But 100 knots is a good number, because it's a nice round number. It's a good, but 100 knots is a good number to remember because it's nice. It's a nice round number. Let's take out some of these AA guns. These triple 25s. Despite, you know, in reality the Japanese triple 25 being kind of garbage, these can be pretty dangerous. The triple 25s in this game can be pretty dangerous. Calm down, I was just working on taking out some of the AA guns. Alright, let's resume our flight around the island, take out the rest of the guns. Did you take out this machine gun? We did not. Well, it's dead now. There's a flak gun. Screen shake. Black. Screen shake.
Smoke away.
Bandit, 3 o'clock, high.
And they're just some of these like empty nests without any guns. So yeah, they kind of throw you off. There's some empty guns. Those empty nests with no guns. So yeah, those kind of throw you off. Those can kind of throw you off. Alright, last bunker. Let's mark it.
Smoke away.
Target's marked. Open fire. Go get him. Get him, boys.
Looks like that stirred them up, Lieutenant. The Japs are scrambling their planes from underground hangars. Take out the hangar entrance at each airstrip and destroy any parked bombers or fighters you see.
Roger.
More damn Tojos coming out of that hangar.
All right. So now we have the objective to destroy the hangars. You know, the hangars that we destroyed in the last mission, but somehow they managed to quickly repair them because they're launching planes from these hangars. And ideally, we really want to take out these planes before they get airborne. There's a Randy up there. There's also some parked planes right here. You wanna go machine gun nest? You can see these bunkers are kind of flattened. Turns about the battleships. Good work, battleships. You cannot destroy those battleships, by the way. You cannot destroy those bunkers on your own because you know they're too heavily armored they're too heavily armored. And so so you cannot your weaponry cannot destroy the bunkers. You have to you have to the only way to destroy the bunkers is to mark them and let the battleships take care of them. Let's take out these planes trying to take off. Let's stop them. That guy managed to take off, but he is already very hurt. Good job, my gunners just finished him off. All right, that wave of aircraft has been taken out. Let's go Bert on these planes. On these planes. So yeah, taking out these parked aircraft is a bonus objective. So yeah. Whoa.
Excellent work, bro. We've got another support mission for you. Landing force is on its way. We have to take out as many of those short guns as possible or they'll decimate our Marines. I'm assigning you to cover the southeast beach, Crow, while my wing will cover the southwest.
Copy. So yeah, we had a main objective to destroy the hangars to prevent more aircraft from taking off, and as well as destroy the parked aircraft. So we've done that. Now we gotta help the Marines by taking out all of the smaller coastal guns. Now these we can deal with. Alright, short guns are down. No casualty. The short guns are down. The Marines suffered no casualties. Yay! Perfect. Short guns are still firing at him. That seems like the battleships were able to take those out. This short gun is firing at them. Let's take this one out. Even though it was not marked as a target, sure. But whatever, I guess. Here's some Alright, so now we have a little bit of time until the Marines land. Let's go take out some of these let's go take out some of these planes. No more planes should spawn because we took out all of the hangars. So yeah, we should be clear. Who's going Bert? I hear a gun shooting. I think they're shooting. I hear a gun shooting at the. Is it this pillbox? I think it's this pillbox. Yeah, I hear the pillbox going Bert. This pillbox must be shooting at them. Let's take it out, I guess. Charge!
The Marines have disembarked. Everybody watch your fire around the LZ.
Good luck, boys. Don't get mowed down by... Hope you don't get mowed down by the...
Forward, men. That's it. We've taken the airfield.
Hope you don't get mowed down but I'm sure it'll be fine. It's not like they're laying a trap at all.
But it's not over yet.
Goodbye, destroyer, I guess.
If they've sorted some of those Kai-10 piloted torpedoes, we could be in a lot of trouble. Keep them away from the Missouri. Crow, use your 75mm cannon. It ought to set them off like fireworks.
Roger. Here's some kamikaze mini subs. So they mentioned these.
Missouri, this is Crow. There are several Japanese miniature subs closing on your position. Prepare for evasive maneuvers if I can't take him out.
So they mentioned that these could be the Kai-10 and piloted torpedoes, which are, I guess they could be Kai-10 and torpedoes. You know what? They could be Kai-10 torpedoes. But Kai-10 torpedoes were, not submarines. They were just human piloted torpedoes. Kamikaze torpedoes, basically. Human piloted torpedoes that were launched from either submarines or surface ships. And yeah, although Kai-10 and Kai-10 were not terribly successful. Kai-10 were not terribly successful. They only sunk Kai-10s only sunk 3 American ships in the entire war before the war ended, and they were not present at Iwo Jima. I guess they could be just using the model of a mini sub to represent the Kai-10, but if it's a mini sub, then that could be the Kairyu submarines, which were kamikaze midget submarines. They had the Kairyu submarines had two torpedoes as well as an 800-kilogram warhead in the nose. So yeah. Anyways, we gotta defend USS Missouri right here. How is she gonna appear at Pearl Harbor? How is she gonna be a memorial at Pearl Harbor if she gets sunk by these Kai-10? We did it! Yippee! Yay!
This is the Enterprise. All planes return to base. The Admiral says to call it a day. Well done, men.
We did it! Yippee! So yeah, that's a pretty simple mission. So yeah, that one is a pretty simple mission. Honestly, flying low flying low, taking your time, and taking your time to take out the island's defenses is probably your best bet. I've tried the tactic of just flying high over the island and flying high and just bombing the island from up high, but that really exposes you to the fighters. But doing that just tends to expose you to the fighters, and then the fighters just, since you're closer, you're up high, you're closer to the fighters, and so yeah, you tend to attract fighters' attention more than if you fly low. So I don't really recommend it. Anyways, we did it. Yay. And the Marines have landed, even though they should have landed before the kamikaze attack, so don't worry about it. So, yeah. The Marines, when the Marines landed on the island, and they thought, hey, the Japanese were completely silent before the Marines landed. So they believed that the island's defenses were already knocked out, and they asked, "You think there's gonna be any left for us?" Oh, you sweet summer child. So yeah, in reality, the Japanese prepared an ambush for the Marines. Once the Americans had landed, the Japanese opened fire from their bunkers, and ambushed the Marines. So they ambushed the Marines, dealing heavy casualties. So yeah, it was a carefully prepared kill zone on the landing beaches. But by the end of the first day, they did manage to at least take the southern airfield, and also reach the other side of the island. And anyways, here we are to the final mission of the game. I know that the Iwo Jima campaign went on for quite a bit longer than this, but this is the final mission of this game. Raise the flag.
We've made beachheads on both sides of the island and captured the southern airfield. From here, we can take the rest of the island. Your mission is to attack the Japanese defenses around the northern airfield. Once you've completed your objectives, head south to support an assault on Mount Suribashi by the Marines. The Japs on top of that mountain can put fire down on anything that moves on this rock, and we're getting a little sick of the attention. Take them out and cover the Marines until they get to the top. We just got our first load of the new Bearcat fighters. It's a tough and fast little SOB, perfect for a mission like this.
Roger. So yeah, Now, as the name implies, this mission depicts the flag raising on Mount Suribachi, which happened on day on D+3, which was 3 days after the landing. And of course, the raising of the flag on Mount Suribachi had one of the most famous photographs of all time, showing the Marines raising the second flag on Mount Suribachi because Secretary of the Navy James Forrestal wanted the first flag. So the Marines said screw that, and they got up. So they got a bigger flag, and then they lowered the first flag and raised second flag, and that picture was, and that photo was snapped. And then the commander of that Marine regiment and kept the original flag in the safe. And Forrestal never got his flag. And we also got the first new load of the new Bearcat fighters. So yeah, the Bearcat. So this is the F-8F Bearcat. So this is the Grumman F-8F Bearcat. The successor to the Hellcat, the Bearcat arrived too late in the war to see action. The Bearcat was a true hot rod, with a small and light airframe powered by a huge radial engine. So yeah, the F-8F Bearcat was basically the successor to the F-6F Hellcat, although it never saw action in World War II because it just entered service too late. By the time it entered service, the war was pretty much over already. Although the F-8F, the Bearcat would go on to see service during the Korean War at least. So yeah, the base F-8F, the base Bearcat model. Also, the Bearcat is a good aircraft all around, especially the F-8F 1B variant, which has really good stats all around. The base variant is alright, I guess. It has medium armor. The guns, it has the base Bearcat has 650 cals. It also carries 2 1,000-pound bombs and some rockets. And you are locked to the 1,000-pound bombs. It only has 1,000-pound bombs, no 500-pound bombs. But then there's the F-8F 1B Bearcat, which replaces the 650 cals with 4 20mm cannons. So yeah, it's really good. Also, it has 2 more rockets, which is also good. So yeah, let's take the Bearcat. And fun fact, the Bearcat actually holds the world record for the fastest piston engine. Holds the piston engine in world speed record, which was set in 1989. So yeah, let's take the Bearcat off for a spin, even though, again, it did not actually see service in World War II. We are gonna keep our guns normal and straight because we're gonna be mainly using our guns against aircraft. So yeah, and I said before, we are locked using 1,000-pound bombs, which is fine.
Okay, boys, throttle up. It's time to get this show on the road.
Roger. Let's do this. Look at how tiny this thing is. It was small, as it was said, the Bearcat was small and light. Whew, look, it's small, light, fast, and agile. But look at this roll rate. Whew. Anyways, here we are at Iwo Jima. I guess the carrier is just a little far out.
Crow, come in. We need you to pummel the AA around that airfield. There's going to be a bombing raid later this afternoon to shut it down.
Roger.
Reading you loud and clear, Lexington. I am moving to attack the airfield.
Roger that, Lexington.
This is B-25 flight leader Lee Rouse. We are approaching Iwo Jima. ETA 2 minutes. I hope you flatten their AA, pilot.
Roger, working on it. Why are these AA guns back? I thought we destroyed them already. Man, I thought we destroyed these AA guns already. I guess let's destroy them again. Jeez, I especially want to take out these flak guns because you know, screen shake, my favorite. Because screen shake is my favorite. I love screen shake. All right, AA guns are down. That's haul ass. That's back to. Let's haul ass back to the sub out airfield so we stop getting screen shake. Let's haul ass back to the south side of the island. We'll also work on taking out some of these fighters, because that'll be real helpful. Yeah, first objective of this mission is to quickly take out the air defenses around the north airfield before the B-25s arrive. So yeah, you have a time limit. It's like 2 minutes. You have 2 minutes to take out the fighters, so the air defenses. So yeah, make sure you do that. Make sure you do that quickly. And they're coming in. The B-25s are coming. Here they come. Good hits, good hits. Good hits. Good effect on target.
Calling Navy fighters. We need a hand dealing with these Japanese troops. They're pushing hard for the airfield. Any damage you can do to the infantry and tanks might just save our asses.
Roger. Let's take out these tanks.
Spotters say we've got vehicles leaving the bomb.
Ooh, good effect on target.
I'll bet it's their commander. Take out those jeeps, Crow. Top priority.
Roger that.
You better hit those 2 other vehicles, Crow. The only way to make sure you got them. Come on, Crow. Just one more.
I guess we gotta take out these jeeps.
That's it. You got a nice shooting, Crow.
Yay, we did it. I guess we killed General Kuribayashi or something. I guess we killed General Kuribayashi. No, I doubt that. That I don't know. Why is this tank? Did we break his engine or something? No, he's moving. He's just moving, just really slow. Oh, geez, don't scrape on the ground. That would be bad. We need our health. We need our health for this mission. Bombs away. Nice. All right, it's just a few tanks left. Let's make sure we take them out. They're being harassed by a fighter. All right, one left. One tank remaining. Tanks are down. Roger. Really? 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 You want to go, buddy? Buddy. 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 Roger. Roger that. Alright. Oh, jeez. These fighters are real annoying. This is why I said it's a good idea to take out the fighters earlier. Alright. Alright, we have some time. Now we have to escort the... Now our main objective is to escort the... Ooh, good shooting, good shots, good shots, good shots, good job. Good kill.
This is Sergeant Thompson, Charlie Battalion.
Roger. Taking out those guns. Guns are down. So now we have to...
Crew, looks like we got a tank barrier blocking our path and several guns raining lead on us. Clear the way, pilot.
Roger. So now what we have to do is escort. Our main objective is to escort the Marines to Mount Suribachi.
Thanks, Crow. Move out, Marine. Looks like we got a heavy fortification ahead. Lieutenant Crow, do you think you can knock a hole in that gate?
Done. I guess you also want us to take out these guns.
Shooting, Lieutenant. We are proceeding along the track to the summit fortress.
Roger. So yeah, our main objective now is to just escort the Marines up to Mount Suribachi, which I guess they're doing by truck. I guess, even though in real life they mostly went by foot. And then we'll harass all along the way.
Hell, we just hit a mine. Everyone okay? Good. All right, we're proceeding on foot to storm the fortress. Marine, move!
Roger. Apparently, either truck has hit a mine, and so now they're proceeding on foot. And we have to escort them all the way. All the way up. Meanwhile, these fighters are just gonna keep spawning from the northwest. Just keep that in mind, I guess.
Machine gun nest. We're pinned down. Take it out, Crow.
And meanwhile, the Marines are gonna be taking fire from machine guns and whatnot along the way. So be ready to assist them. There's also like a bunch of. There's also gonna be infantry that charge down from the fortress. So make sure you take those guys out. There are also a bunch of flak guns in the fortress itself, but those cannot be destroyed. But those are invulnerable. So you can't really do it.
Taking heavy fire from that MC position. We need air support.
Roger. Yeah, there's gonna be there's flak guns in the fortress itself. But they are invulnerable. So yeah, you can't take them out, unfortunately. So anytime you fly near the fortress, you're gonna get harassed by them. Just keep that in mind. You can't take out those flak guns, at least not yet. And yeah, these infantry are gonna spawn a whole bunch. And they're just gonna keep spawning to harass the Marines. Keep an eye out for those. And ideally you want to take out the infantry before they reach the Marines.
Charging that machine gun would be suicide. We need your help, Crow.
More gun. They're being targeted by more gun. Let's take out the more gun. More fighters incoming. They're pretty far out. Those fighters will very much just make a beeline straight for you, though, so watch out for that. Yeah, that's good. All right, that's close enough. Let's take him out. Take him out. The Marines are taking fire? Why are they taking fire from? Pillbox.
Still under fire from this gun, Crow.
Some Franks incoming this time.
We're almost there. Take out those machine guns and we'll be over that crater wall.
Roger.
Oh, hell! Look at the size of that thing.
Yeah, look at the size of that fortress.
That fortress with everything you've got. to destroy it, or they'll just keep raining down artillery on us. You can weaken it by first taking out the comm center, then hit the power station before focusing on the main complex.
Roger. All right. Let's take out this fortress. Bombs away. So yeah, this is a big fortress. It's a big, heavy fortress. Let's just bomb it to hell. All right, we've taken out the comm center. That also taking apart the fortress will also reduce the amount of will also destroy some of the flak guns.
Good shooting, crew. That should stop any more enemy aircraft coming in for a while.
Roger. All right, so yeah, taking apart the fortress will also take out some of the flak guns. So you want to quickly take out the fortress once. You want to quickly attack the fortress once the Marines reach it. Also, taking out the comm center will stop the enemy fighters from spawning, which is also nice. and of course you want to take it. And of course you want to take out the fortress quickly because
Come on, Crow, get that fortress. The snipers are giving us hell.
because there are snipers in there that are harassing the Marines.
Crew, that shut down the power to the main complex.
Roger. You also want to be careful with your bombing because you don't want to have any friendly fire incidents with the Marines. All right, let's breach the fortress wall. All right, so we've taken out both sides of the fortress. Now let's hit the main fortress itself.
Sir, I can see a
Yep,
breach
there's
in
a
the
hole.
fortress.
There's a hole in that wall.
Right into the mountain.
They've riddled the mountains with caves and ammo dumps. Drop a bomb or fire a rocket into that hole.
Good shooting, Crow. That one sure hurt him. I can see internal fire starting.
So yeah, I accidentally skipped I accidentally skipped that voice line, but they said that there's an ammo. We can see it. We can see an ammo dump through the wall breach. If we can, if we can hit this ammo dump, we should be able to set off a chain reaction that'll blow up the entire fortress. So of course we can shoot our rockets into it, and if we do that, we will get some extra dialogue.
God damn you, Crow. Do something.
All right.
This is
Yeah, we did it.
Lieutenant Crow. I've
We've
destroyed
blown
the
up the ammo.
stronghold, and the Marines are on their way to the
Woo! We did it. That'll teach you to store ammo in a vulnerable spot like that. Even though we blew up the wall that's supposed to protect the ammo, but don't worry about it. We did it! Yay!
Hell, what was that?
What is that thing?
Whatever it is, it moves like lightning. Kicks like a mule, too.
You guys stay out of its way. I'll take care of this.
Yeah.
I am
You.
leader of the Southeast Squadron. Lieutenant Crow, know this. You will never set foot on Japanese soil while I yet live.
You.
You and your squadron killed a lot of my friends at Gawa. My brother on the Arizona, he never even had a chance.
Well, perhaps today...
He's getting lit up by the AA. By the friendly AA. Alright. Fight's on! Alright? Fight's on! Let's finish this. It's time to end this.
My Indian fighter is much better than you.
Oh jeez. Jeez, his guns are pretty...
Are you a man by your fear?
He's also... He taunts a lot. He talks a lot.
Soon you will fall, America.
Sure, buddy.
We are building...
Oh jeez. Almost crashed into him.
Restrain your joy. This fight is only just beginning.
Also, he is also a coward. He has like these Franks that also come to help him. I advise taking them out because, they honestly cause more problems than he does. Ow! But his plane does hurt though. He does hurt if he shoots you though. Fun fact: 30mm cannons tend to hurt. As it turns out, 30mm cannons hurt. Jeez, ah, damn it. That was not fair. I was low on health. That was not fair. I was low on health. He also has aimbot. So, hacks. I call hacks. He has aimbot. Hacks. Ooh, got a good rocket hit right there.
Are you unmanned by your fear? Did you feel that, America?
He really talks a lot.
Thousands of these advanced fighters.
Alright, let's go quickly take out these Franks so that they won't hurt, so that we can focus on Ogawa himself.
Soon you will fall, America.
Look at him zoom. So just stay on his ass as much as you can. Don't let him point his nose. Just ideally, don't let him point his nose at you. Just stay on his ass as much as you can.
Restrain your joy. This fight is only just beginning.
He's pointing downwards. Because once the Frank inks are taken out, you're free to pretty much just focus on him, which is good. Just focus him. Ooh, good rocket hit right there. Says, I have no honor, says the guy who brought in a posse with him. Ooh. We're not doing a good job of staying on his ass right now. Yeah, he is very maneuverable, so be careful. He's very fast and agile. Oh, we're getting some good hits right there.
Oh, so the American knows how to fight.
Get back to the combat zone.
Give up, America. You are outclassed.
I don't think so.
Get back to the combat zone.
We're in the combat zone. Shush. Oh, jeez. Alright, buddy. Sometimes this fight can go on for pretty long, and sometimes you can just melt him. And there is no in-between. Sometimes the fight goes on for really long, and sometimes you just melt him and there's no in-between. I think this is the really long. This is the one... This is a fight that goes on really long.
I will take you with me.
Good hits, good hits. Ooh, we're getting some real good hits on him. He's almost down. It's time to end this. Come on, he is almost down. You want to play chicken as for your final hit? Or you also want to either hit you in the ass? I guess he wants me to hit him in the ass. He's dead.
How did he beat me?
We did it.
Dad, Charlie,
We did it.
I got him. I got the bastard.
We got him. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. And we did it. We did it. We beat him. We're better. Yay, we're better! And thus, and so we won. We defeated him. We defeated Shinagawa and avenged our brother and father. Yippee! Meanwhile, the Marines down there are still gonna have a hard fight of them for like another month. The Marines down there are gonna have a hard fight for another month. Slowly weeding out the last of the slowly weeding out the Japanese defenders, who almost all die. And as an oddity in throughout in the Pacific War, the Battle of Iwo Jima actually had more American casualties than Japanese ones. And yeah, the Japanese had they had around 21,000 troops, and they suffered around 18,000 casualties. 18 to 19,000 casualties, while while the Americans actually suffered 28,000 casualties. So yeah, a lot. Even though the Americans had more troops, they suffered a lot more casualties. They suffered 28,000 casualties. And actually, the last... And it will be a long and hard fight to clear out Iwo Jima. In fact, the last two Japanese soldiers on Iwo Jima, they finally gave up in 1949. 4 years after the war ended. They just didn't know the war had ended and just continued hiding, and they just continued hiding on the island. They just continued hiding in their tunnels for 4 years. Not sure how they weren't found after 4 years, but yeah. We did it! Yay! Japan is now yours for the taking! Yippee! Yeah, because this says that once... Yeah, so basically, ordinarily, the first time you complete the campaign, and you can now pretty much fly Axis aircraft in the campaign. So yeah. Mission complete! We did it.
I didn't care that Iwo Jima was won, or that the way lay open to Japan. I only cared that I defeated Shinagawa in the 13th Squadron, and that I'd avenged Charlie's death. The Admiral presented us with the Distinguished Flying Cross for achievement for our country.
Just the Distinguished Flying
And then he
Cross?
sent us home.
Not a Medal of
For each
Honor?
squadron, the war was over. I didn't know what to feel, jubilation or relief. I survived, but I'd lost so much in just a few years. My brother and father were dead, as well as countless good men I flew with. I sent a lot of Japs to the bottom of the ocean. Some of them must have been good men too. Pretty soon we shipped out for home. It was the longest trip I'd ever taken, but I'll never forget seeing the US soil again. Mom looked tired, but boy was I glad to see her. First thing we did was catch a train to Washington, D.C. to see where Charlie and Dad were buried. I still see Callahan and the rest of the boys every year.
Yay.
We have a drink and salute the thousands of men who are the real heroes of the Pacific.
Roll credits. Actually, roll credits, though. Yay.
The invasion of Iwo Jima was the final stepping stone to Japan. Once we controlled the airfield on the island, we could easily stage bombing raids against mainland Japan itself. In the first raid alone, almost 280 super fortresses bombed Tokyo and razed 10 square miles of the city. Back in the US, our scientists were working on a top-secret project to develop a fearsome new weapon, the atomic bomb. But the Japanese weren't about to give up. When their prime minister announced that they would fight to the end rather than surrender, our leaders authorized the dropping of the A-bomb. They hoped that in the long run, this would kill fewer people than a full-scale land invasion. Just 10 days after the Trinity test, the parts were shipped to Tinian Island. On the 6th of August, the Enola Gay lifted off from Tinian and headed for Japan. Just 3.5 hours later, they reached the city of Hiroshima. The bomb, Little Boy, detonated 2,000 feet off the ground. The blast leveled 90% of the city. 3 days later, the boxcar headed for the island of Kyushu. The weather got bad, so the pilot switched to his secondary target, a torpedo factory at Nagasaki. His bomb, Fat Man, exploded over Nagasaki. The hills limited the damage to just 30% of the city. All up, the bombs killed about 100,000 people and injured more. Five days after Nagasaki, the Japanese Emperor Hirohito announced his country's surrender. The war was over. We'd beaten the Japs, peace was restored in the Pacific, and our boys headed home.
Yay. Yay, America. The war is over. And credits. So yeah. That's Heroes of the Pacific. We did it. Oh, they made also say they I also say the historical reel. They A-bomb, Japan surrender. Also, the Soviets invaded, Soviets invaded Manchuria, which also contributed to Japanese surrender. Yeah, I guess I'll just let the credits roll. But I guess I don't really have anything else to say. That's the game. It was one of my favorite childhood games. And so I hope you guys enjoyed this revisited playthrough. And yeah, with that'll be it for me. I'll let the credits roll. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time for whatever I'm doing next. Thanks for watching. Bye.